All right, this is going to be a bit of a different video from my other ones because I thought what could be quite interesting could be to talk about how I set up my web browser and how you might want to look at setting up your web browser. Because when you're working on promoting your business online, you're going to spend a lot of time in your web browser and a lot of time looking at websites, looking at your own website, browsing the internet. And I think it's important really to make that workflow efficient and pleasant to use. So what we've got here, I'm looking at a freshly installed Firefox on Windows. Firefox is my preferred browser. You might be using Chrome or Brave or Opera or Vivaldi. There's a whole host of options that you could use. But really, I'd recommend Firefox. The reason that I would choose Firefox is because Firefox has consistently made changes and improvements to its core program that benefit users of Firefox. While browsers like Chrome, it seems to me, consistently degrade the experience for users and make it harder to have a pleasant to use internet. To get started, the first thing I'd recommend installing on any web browser is a ad blocker. And there's only really one good ad blocker. It's uBlock Origin. You can get to uBlock Origin dead easy. I'm just going to search here on Firefox for uBlock Origin. You've got to be careful here that you're installing uBlock Origin and not uBlock. It's got to have Origin. And because I'm on Firefox here, I'm going to scroll down a bit and hopefully we'll see the Firefox add-on. There we go, uBlock Origin, this extension for Firefox. Okay, so once the page is loaded, you'll see here it says add to Firefox. Dead straightforward. Click that big blue button. Click the big blue button. It pops up here to say add uBlock Origin. I'm going to allow it in private windows as well because I want to block adverts everywhere, and then press add. uBlock Origin was added. Manage your add-ons and themes through the application menu, which is this little jigsaw piece here. You can see here it's added a red shield to the browser. This indicates that the ad blocking is turned on. If you click that, you can turn the power off and on, and you'll see that the shield goes grayed out or red. Red is on, grayed out means it's turned off. So probably you want to leave it on all the time. And to show you the difference that this makes to a website, and then I'm going to go to a really terrible example of a website for many reasons, but also for the terrible amount of adverts that they've got, which is the Daily Mail website, dailymail.co.uk. And we can see now it's taking a long time to load. We've got a big advert at the top for a sofa. We've got a video that automatically plays for an advert. Got casino adverts. Got some adverts for some HR software. It's actually making my browser quite slow to use. The page is very, very busy. And there's adverts all over the show, basically. Oh my. And now let's see what a difference it makes when I turn the ad blocker back on again. Reload the page. And we can see we've got now a really clean, nice interface with no adverts, super fast to load. Awesome. So there's many benefits to having an ad blocker. The first is that adverts are annoying, but the second is that downloading the adverts is work that your computer has to do. By blocking the adverts, you can make the internet in general much faster to use. If you've got an old computer, this can make loads of difference to how pleasant the internet is to use. We can see here that uBlock keeps account of how many adverts have been blocked, and on the Daily Mail page, it's 192 different scripts that have been blocked. That's a lot of work that your computer doesn't have to do to install those adverts. Okay, the next extension that I think is essential is called I Still Don't Care About Cookies. But since we're already on the Firefox browser add-ons website, we can search in the top right here for I Still Don't and we'll see that it's suggesting I still don't care about cookies. There's two extensions, one called I don't care about cookies, one called I still don't care about cookies. The still is the better one. What this extension does is automatically click away cookie banners that pop up when you're browsing the internet. The cookie banners that exist because of GDPR, but really it's because companies want to track you around the internet, make the internet really annoying to use. Installing this extension, I still don't care about cookies, fixes that problem altogether. So it's just like uBlock Origin, we'll click Add to Firefox. It pops up here to say, do we want to add it? We'll click the blue button again to say, do we want to add it? Sorted, it's added. So you'll see there as a loaded CNN.com, the cookie banner popped up and was immediately clicked away automatically. Awesome. And another example, let's try independence.co.uk. Cookie banner pops up and it is immediately clicked away. So you're never bothered by the cookie banners. Awesome extension. So we got that by searching for I still don't care about cookies and installing the Firefox browser add-on version 3. Just to clarify, I could go on google.com here and I can search for I still don't care about cookies. And there's also a Chrome version here that you can install if you use Chrome. And if I scroll down, there's probably also a version for Edge. Yep, there's a version for Edge or a version for Opera. So whichever browser you're using, there's probably a way to install these extensions that I'm talking about. I'm talking about them for Firefox though, because I think Firefox is the best browser. Okay, so we've now got rid of annoying cookie banners. We've got rid of adverts. The next thing I want to talk about is bookmarking pages. It's likely that when you're browsing the internet, there's going to be a whole bunch of different websites that you're going to need to visit regularly. Bookmarking those pages is the way to make this easier. It might sound obvious to bookmark the pages that you visit, but it took me a while to get into the habit of it, really. If I open a new tab here in Firefox, we'll see it pops up with the bookmark bar, which by default just shows input bookmarks and getting started to default bookmarks that Firefox gives you. If I wanted to log into my website, let's say my website is at trouble.com and I want to visit this regularly, I click the star icon here and it'll ask me where I want to store this bookmark, and I can say in the toolbar, in the menu, or in other bookmarks, or somewhere else I can choose. So I'm going to store it on the toolbar for now just to show you, and I'll put the name as Trouble. And we see there it popped up Trouble. And now whenever I like, I can click Trouble and I'll be taken straight to this website. What I like to do as well is bookmark pages that are useful to me, that save me some clicks. So now I'm on the website of crystal.io, which is my domain name registrar. And to save me having to click login each time, I can click login once, then click continue to login, and bookmark this page. And now I only have to click, I'll save the name as Crystal login. And now I can click that and be taken straight to the page to log into my domain name hosting, which saves me 2 clicks every time that I want to go through. By default in Firefox, the bookmark toolbar only shows on new tabs. So you can right click on it, go down to the bookmarks toolbar option, and then choose always show if you want it to always show. The next critical thing I think everyone should have on their web browser is a password manager. Password managers are built into web browsers by default. If you go to any kind of login page, if I go to my source code and click sign in here, I'll put some nonsense, test. Click sign in. You'll see it asks me if I want to save the password. This just saves it into my web browser. That's a little bit handy, but it could be much better. For example, I might want to sync that password across all of my devices. You can do that within Firefox by using Firefox Sync. If I click the menu here and click Sync and Save Data here and sign in, you can create a Mozilla account. And through this Mozilla account, you can sync your passwords, tabs, and bookmarks across anywhere that you use Firefox. If you've got multiple computers, you can sync that data between them. But it also works as a backup in case your computer ever gets lost or broken. The passwords and important data will be synced into Firefox. Storing your passwords in a password manager means that it's just a couple of clicks to log into the sites that you visit regularly. But rather than using Firefox Password Manager, I prefer to use Bitwarden at bitwarden.com. Bitwarden is an open source password manager that's free. If you click View Plans and Pricing, Personal, you'll see it's free, with all of the core functions included. Bitwarden lets you protect all of your passwords behind one secure master password, and then you only need to remember that one master password. This means that all of your other passwords can be totally random gobbledygook that you never have to remember. You just click the button to automatically log into the site. You've already authorized it through your Bitwarden browser extension. Getting into the ins and outs of Bitwarden is probably a bit much for this video, but it won't take you long, and you can gradually migrate your passwords over to it, so you don't need to feel like you need to change everything all at once. Alright, as always, I hope this was useful. If you've got any questions, please drop us a message. And if you think of anything that you'd like me to talk about in a video, please drop me a message as well. I'm totally up for any ideas or suggestions that people have. Cheers.